Hi, happy Saturday. It's December 21st, winter solstice. So happy, blessed winter solstice to you. That's one holiday. One holiday of what? A half a dozen or so that happen right now. So that's why people say happy holidays. So, happy holidays to whatever you're celebrating. And if you're not celebrating anything, well, happy Saturday. Have a great one. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk to you. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've kind of shifted some things in my coaching of late. If you've been in my world for a while, then I did a lot of simple, practical exercises, and I still include those. Don't get me wrong, they're still there because they are really game changers. They're simple, they're practical, they take less than 15 minutes a day. I mean, it's phenomenal. But I personally, I did those. I also did a lot of woo, quote unquote, woo for myself. I did energy clearings on myself. I did meditations and cleared the energy, rewiring circuits, and all that kind of stuff. I did all that, but I did it with me. I didn't really share that a whole lot with you all and with clients because for the longest time I was afraid that people would think I was nuts because people in my real life kind of thought that. If I just said I meditated, they were okay with that. They were like, oh, okay, you're one of those, huh? But they let it go. But when I started talking about you can heal yourself, even though I haven't healed myself of everything, but I think the longer you've had an issue, though, it may take a little bit longer unless you're getting a lot of help with it. Um, but there were things that doctors would tell me to take medication for, and I'd go, no. And I would deal with it myself. And in my real life, people thought I was nuts. Here's the thing: if medication worked, you wouldn't have to keep getting it refilled. You ever thought about that? I thought about that. That's why I'm still working to heal a couple things because I don't want to keep taking this stuff. But anyway, I knew they thought I was crazy, so I was afraid that you guys might think that too. But if you've only been in my world for a short time, you may have noticed a lot of woo. So this may not affect you. You may be going, "What are you talking about? What do you mean you've started embracing it?" Because if you've only been in my world for a short time, that's what you've been seeing. But if you've been around for a long time, you may not have noticed it, especially if you're just popping in and watching, a video now and then. But I've been doing a lot more embracing of the woo. I mean, we did in the 4 week container I just had, we did limiting your big money beliefs. We did energetic money healing. And it's absolutely amazing. And everybody who goes through these, they come out going, wow, I could feel it. One client talked about how they could see the arrows in their back and pulled them out. And they felt relief in their shoulders and in their upper back. They felt that pain go away. And they just and all the words that were with them, the word curses that were there that had been put upon them by other people of telling them they couldn't do it, they had to be starving and they had to suffer and struggle and all this, that all went away. So just want to let you know, I'm including a lot of that. So there's the clearing your limiting beliefs, rewiring circuits, because we came here as spiritual beings and squished into this little bitty body. And we have the etheric field, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. So all our spiritual stuff is out here, way out here, and it's trying to get through to us. But we create these little disconnects that we call blocks. They're these little disconnects where there's nothing there. It's almost like a black hole, And so the energy coming in from our spiritual self out here, our spiritual body, it gets sucked into that black hole. It can't get to us. So we rewire those by doing the limiting beliefs, by doing some breathing techniques, by doing some timeline therapy technique, by doing lots of visualizations and meditations. We clear and heal all that stuff. And once you heal those things, the weight is lifted. I mean, seriously, the weight is lifted. And it's absolutely amazing the things that can happen when you start incorporating these things into your life. So I just wanted to let you know that I have started including a lot of that in my coaching, my one-to-one coaching, as well as my small group coaching. And I am opening up 5 one-to-one coaching spots that are going to start in the new year. And if you happen to join one of those, a 3-month coaching, 3-month one-to-one coaching, you get into this small group that I'm doing automatically. You get put into that. I also have a small group starting. So, 2 ways to do it. The small group is like 7 weeks. It's 6 weeks, but there's going to be a Q&A at the end, so it's really 7 weeks. So that's why I'm now saying 7 weeks. That's going to start in late January and run through to the first week of March. If you make a down payment on it now, if you make a deposit on it now, you don't have to pay anything else until February. And if you do that, the first 5 people get one-to-ones with me, get a free one-to-one. And anybody who pays it all off before the first call in January, you also get a free one-to-one. So you could conceivably get 2 free one-to-ones. Also, if you get the 3-month program where we will awaken, we're going to awaken your abundance, where you can shine a light on your current financial situation. We're going to track your income. We're going to shift from confusion to clarity so that we're bringing awareness to your money energy and awakening you. We're going to release, clearing your money blocks. We're going to rewire your thoughts, rewire your circuits in your etheric, emotional, and mental fields so that the spiritual stuff can flow right in easily. We're going to identify your limiting beliefs and clear those. And then we're going to align you and activate your prosperity flow. We're going to align your financial actions with your soul's vision for abundance. We're going to regularly track your entire money flow with intention, with celebration, and with adjusting to expand your wealth. And we're going to set clear, very clear goals for saving, for investing, for attracting income, and for creating a foundation for financial stability and infinite prosperity and financial fluidity. We're going to do all of that. And you'll get to be in the group program on top of that. So imagine how much power you'd be getting. So I just wanted to let you know that I am opening up those spots. This is all about. And that we're incorporating so much more woo. So for those of you who thought it's all simple and practical exercises, but they're still exercises, don't worry about that. Because all this other stuff, and there's science behind all this woo, just in case you didn't know it. There is tons of science behind it. That they used to talk about the placebo effect, remember that? And they have found, research has shown in many, many studies, that the people who were getting the placebo had as much, if not more, improvement than people who were actually getting the medications, because their mind told them that it was improving. I remember a study from of students, of elementary school students, that had been pretty low, and the kids were low, and the study was the teacher came in and told them they were the high achievers, and they did. The whole class that year scored higher than any other class by the end of the year because they were told and believed that they were high achievers. That's the whole thoughts become things. What you believe, what you think you bring about. What you believe comes to fruition when you believe it enough and when you focus on it with intention. So we do a lot of that. So just want to let you know that got a couple of things coming up, and of course we have the 3 R's on Monday, December 30th: reflect, renew, and rise. And that's free, totally free. So I hope you'll be there for that. And I do hope you, oh, hi, Lisa. I just now saw that. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend before Christmas too. It, it's cold here. We're having a little cold front. You know, I'm wearing long sleeves because it's in the 60s, low 60s. I mean, it was actually 60 this morning. It was actually 45 about 3 a.m. when I was still awake. I don't know why. It's one of those nights I couldn't sleep. Um, it's Christmas excitement is what it is because it's this last weekend before Christmas, and it's my brother's birthday, then it's Christmas Eve, then it's Christmas, then I'm going to see my nieces for in between the holidays, and I'm just really excited and so happy about all that. So, anyway, back to where I was. So I do hope. Oh, cold front there too. 20s. Ooh, God. That is cold. I hate when we get freezing temperatures. Ooh, 10. This is Fahrenheit, right, Lisa? Burr. Burr, 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 burr. Get those layers on. Get all those silks and all that Omni Heat stuff. That Omni Heat stuff is the bomb. That is so fabulous. That's what I used in Iceland. That's what I used in Scotland. That's what I used in um, Alaska. In fact, when I ran with the reindeer in Alaska and I had the Omni Heat on, I was to the point if I wanted to rip my jacket off, my coat, but I had my bib pinned across it so I couldn't rip it open. It was crazy. I was literally sweating because of running with the reindeer, and I mean it was only like 3 blocks. It was not far, and I didn't even make it the whole way running. It's hard to run with all that stuff on and boots and everything, and in slush and snow. It was not the easiest run I've ever done. That's for dang sure. It was the shortest, but not the easiest by any stretch of the imagination. So I wanted to invite you all to make sure that you do come to the 3 R's. And if you have any questions whatsoever about the rest of the stuff, DM me and let's talk. Because you might just get some of that little woo thrown in a quick little 30-minute call, even 20-minute call, even, because we can throw in woo anywhere, and there is science to back it up. All of this quantum jumping and everything, there's science there. I read it, but I'm not a science person, so it still kind of throws me. I have to read it like 16 times to really truly understand it a whole lot, but it is science based. It all works. It's real. The magic is real. So I hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you later. And this is Saturday. I wasn't even really supposed to come live, but I just couldn't help it because I started thinking, I don't think I've ever told y'all that I had brought so much more woo into my coaching. And I just wanted you to know that because I have. And it's so much fun. And it's so powerful. That's the really cool part. And I love seeing people suddenly say, oh my God, I could see the knives falling out. I could see the arrows just being pulled out. I can raise my arms up over my shoulders. I can, my back doesn't hurt. That wasn't, what we were going for. We were focusing on limiting beliefs, but that's what happens because you're holding these limiting beliefs in your body. Anywhere in your body that is aching is because you're holding on to a trapped emotion or an old limiting negative belief. Everywhere that you have some kind of issue in your body. You can ask your body, what is it? What's going on? You might get an answer. Depends on how good your intuition is and how much your body wants to talk to you at that moment. And maybe even how long that issue has been happening. All those things factor in because it's how deeply it's in there. But that's the beauty of some of the breath work and some of the other stuff we do. It brings all that out. It starts to allow your body to release those things. And when those things release, abundance starts to flow with ease. Even easier than the simple practical things, the simple practical exercises, strategies. It's even easier. So Hope to see you later so that we can talk about this some more. And have a great day. Bye, Lisa.